The X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X Zone Radio Show or endorsed in any manner by Rob McConnell, Relmar McConnell Media Company, the X Zone Broadcast Network, its affiliated networks, stations, employees, or advertisers.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And good evening, one and all. This is the X Zone. I am Rob McConnell, and for the next 4 hours, I am your host. I am your guide as together we cross the time-space continuum to this place that I call the X Zone. It's a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. It's a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. And we come to you Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. Eastern until 2 a.m. Eastern, right here on the X Zone Broadcast Network, Talkstar Radio Network, Mutual Broadcast Network, Simul Radio, Simul TV, and iHeartRadio. Now, if you'd like to send me an email, it's very simple. Same address I've had now for nearly 28 years, xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, on all social media sites, X Zone Radio TV. And to find out about the programming we have available for you with our compliments, 7/24/365. www.xzbn.com, and to watch the X Zone TV channel where you can watch the X Zone radio show, www.simultv.com. X Zone Nation, my guest this hour is Julie Robinson. She is an internationally renowned angel intuitive, aspiring author, international speaker, radio host, energy healer, and teacher in the fields of self-development, spiritual, and psychic growth. Born in Montreal, Quebec, my hometown, and raised and is living now in Calgary, Alberta. Her website is juliespiritualhealer.com. And Julie, welcome to the X Zone.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
You know, Julie, I have to tell you, angels, my favorite topic, because I believe in angels.
That's very powerful.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
I really don't understand how people can believe in UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts, Loch Ness Monster, and all the other anomalies and phenomena that we have in this great big world of ours, and not believe in angels. So tell me,
right.
So how did you get involved as an angel reader, angel intuitive?
Well, I think I've always talked to angels, but didn't really know what that was called. I just thought everybody was hearing what I was hearing, so I never really bothered to say anything. But I actually got discovered in 2008 by another angel reader, and she told me about my gifts and sort of validated for me that it was the angels that I was hearing all that time.
And what were the kind of messages you were getting from your angels?
Really a lot of compass guidance, like behind the scenes information. Like they would say to me, for example, like, oh, your uncle's soon going to run out of money, or, this and this person is going to get a divorce, this relationship won't last. And I just thought it was common knowledge, but I was always hearing it, always.
I'll tell you my story on why I believe in angels. When I was a young boy, we lived in Park Extension in Montreal. And Park Extension was the melting pot, the Irish, the Greek, the Italian, the Portuguese. It was a wonderful place to grow up. And back then, baby food was in those tin cans. And back then, they didn't understand that the tin cans could actually cause the baby food to spoil to the point where the child ingesting the baby food could actually get ptomaine poisoning and die. Well, my mom and dad fed my brother the baby food from the can. My brother got violently ill. They drove me down to my grandmother's while they took my brother to the hospital. While at my grandmother's, all the family congregated like they used to in the olden days. And while there, everybody is waiting for the bad news. Well, I was in the kitchen with my grandmother, and I was looking towards the pantry, and there was this being in white with a beard and the bluest eyes I've never forgotten his face. And he was smiling at me. And I smiled back. My grandmother said, "Who are you smiling at?" And I pointed, and guess what? There was no one there. As soon as that happened, the telephone rang. My brother was going to be all right. I believe in angels. I saw an angel.
Wow. That's a really powerful connection that you have with your guides, right? Validating for you that everything was going to be okay.
That's right.
In that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, the angels were there with you. Wow.
You know, I understand how we can better our relationship with our angels by communicating. But how would you tell somebody who's listening tonight somewhere on this planet that they too can develop a better relationship with their angels? What should they do?
They should really get in touch with that quiet, that peace inside of them.
Right.
Because nothing creates a better relationship to spirit than the stillness inside of you.
That peace, that tranquility, that centering of yourself.
Yeah, it's that space in between thoughts.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you another example. We have a little Shih Tzu. Her name is Lola, and Shih Tzus are famous for back problems. And our little girl had a back problem. We had her to the vet, and we thought that we would have to say so long to Lola. But we brought her home. The doctor checked her heart, checked her breathing and blood, and everything was all right. So we've brought her home. We keep her in a little area so she can't walk because of the back injury. And she wouldn't eat. She hasn't ate. She would not eat. My wife and I are sitting outside. I came home from supper from the office, and I'm sitting there, and my wife is talking about Lola, and we're both very sad because we've had her for 5 years. And we're talking about her not eating. And in my mind, I heard somebody say, "Feed her peanut butter."
Oh, my God.
So I went to the kitchen, got the big jar of peanut butter, put some on my finger, and sure enough, she started eating the peanut butter. So there's another reason why I believe that all you have to do is ask and listen.
Yes. Yeah, it's so important. It's such a small thing, but it can make a huge difference between not having that miracle and receiving your miracle.
Tell me, how can we, what are some of the benefits that you can express to our listeners about creating an angelic connection?
Well, the benefits include, first feeling a greater sense of peace and calm. And then you will, in turn, raise your vibration.
Right.
But more importantly is, like you just said, is you receive guidance that will help bring miracles into your life.
And everybody can do this. They're there to help us, aren't they?
Yeah. Anybody. It doesn't matter what race, what creed, what nationality, what background, or what age. Yeah, the angels will help each and every one of you.
I'm sure our listeners are wondering where angels come from. What is the origin of the angels?
Angels are of God. That's what the prefix EL means, of God. So I feel like they originate from God. They're an extension of God. They're like God's hands or God's fingers.
Are there different types of angels? For example, on Valentine's Day, we all know about the cherubs. And we've heard of guardian angels. How many different types of angels are there? Okay,
well, first of all, there's at least 17 different types of archangels.
Wow.
And that's just like the basic list of archangels. But there's more, but like basically I could name 17. Those are like the managers in terms of the hierarchy of guardian angels. And everybody has at least 2 guardian angels. And then there are actually romance angels, which you reference to sort of those cherub-looking angels.
Yes.
They're a little bit smaller. They have a bit of a different vibration. And then there's, of course, seraphim and cherubim and virtues. Yeah, so yeah, there's different kinds of angels for sure.
How old were you when you started talking to the angels?
You know, I think I was always hearing them, but I started talking back around 13 when they told me that I was psychic. And I was, like, very skeptical. I was like, well, if I'm psychic, then make it stop raining right now. You know? Like, I would challenge them.
And did it stop raining?
But, yeah.
Did it stop raining?
No. I don't think I have that kind of power, Rob.
All right, stand by, Julie. You and I have to take our first break. Exonation Julie Robinson is our special guest. We're talking about angels this hour here in the X-Zone. And if you'd like more information about Julie or maybe contacting her for a one-on-one consultation, her website is juliespiritualhealer.com. That's juliespiritualhealer.com. I'm Rob McConnell. This is the X-Zone. Julie and I will return on the other side of this break. Whatever you do, don't go away. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone radio show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone broadcast network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365.
You have heard of the X-Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV. Plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X-Zone, sci-fi, and horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
We live in rapidly shifting times of extreme volatility and uncertainty. Such profound change brings a unique opportunity for the evolution of consciousness. I'm Gwilda Wiyaka, host of Mission Evolution Radio Show, a program that explores the latest scientific developments and deepening spiritual truths supporting human evolution. Join me on xzbn.net, where I interview leading experts in science, physics, medicine, spirituality, and more. By applying divergent viewpoints to leading-edge topics, we uncover expansive and evolutionary truth to assist you on your path to enlightenment. More information and past episodes are available at missionevolution.org.
Welcome back, everyone. Julie Robinson is our special guest. Julie is in Calgary, Alberta, and her website is juliespiritualhealer.com. Julie, it seems that children are very adept and very, very in tune with angels.
Yes, yeah, that is true. And I think it's because, they haven't really developed a strong identification with their egos yet. So that creates that opening where they can easily receive information, but then also share that information with us without that fear.
So do you believe it's our ego that blocks the ability for many people not to be able to communicate with angels?
I think the ego itself is just there. You can't do anything about it, but it's more the identification with the ego. It's when you then believe your thoughts that slows down our connection.
Now, do angels have calling card characteristics to help us recognize them?
They do. Yeah, they absolutely do. I'd say that probably the biggest one is that feeling of bliss.
Oh, yeah.
Where you just feel wrapped in love, and then you know that they're with you. But they also give us short, repetitive messages, right? Like feed or peanut butter. It's short.
Yes.
There's no story. There's no story there. There's no long explanation. Feed or peanut butter.
Right.
And we hear that in our inner ear, or we get like a picture in our mind.
Yeah, and I feel bad for people who have never experienced being touched by an angel. Because once you've been touched by an angel and you know that they are really real, it changes your life forever.
It can, because it creates that space, that opening to the divine where we feel we're not alone and that we're loved unconditionally.
That's right. Unconditionally. And that is a key word in life, because that is something that as a human race we have lost over time. And I believe that as we progress to this new awakening, this new dawn that we're entering, that unconditional love will start, taking over again. And once that happens, this great planet of ours will be unified again.
Yeah. I think, love is really the most powerful energy of all. And, yeah, it can do all things, including that, right? The reunification of people in this world in a new way.
I would imagine that there are many times that we unknowingly make our angels sad.
It's interesting that you say that, but if that were true, then it wouldn't be an unconditional love that came from them.
Well,
unconditional means there's no condition, meaning that, I have to disagree with you here, because even if you did something wrong or bad, and I'm not abdicating, like committing a crime or going out of your way to get into trouble or to sin, but a lot of people, that's the biggest misconception that they have, is that when they do something negative, that somehow the angels move away, or we make them sad, or we make them dislike us, or we create a disconnect with the guides. But it's the total opposite, Rob.
Yeah.
Is when you F up, when you sin, the angels move closer to you and they love you even more.
Well, I wasn't meaning that we repel them or that they pull back. Like, I'm a dad, 6 kids, 12 grandchildren, and I love them unconditionally. And as you know, kids do things that make their parents sad. You don't love them any less. You kind of put your arms out and bring them back into the fold and try and make everything better. That's what I meant.
Okay, I stand corrected then.
Yeah.
That's okay. I don't. The angels get sad though. That's my gut. I don't feel like they get sad for some reason, and I don't have a logical explanation as to why not. But I would say no.
On this show, you don't need a logical explanation. Your word is good enough.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
What has been your biggest aha moment when it comes to either an experience you yourself have had with an angel or somebody who's come to you with an experience that they have had with the angels?
Oh, wow. I mean, there's so many stories that I have received from people with angels. Probably patience, and to trust that guidance even if it doesn't make sense. The story that comes into my mind is my client, Donna. She had seniority over a coworker, and she had, rights to the first vacation and, those vacation times that you can take at work. But her angels guided her to give over her time to a colleague, and she heard them say that. Even though she was disappointed, she told me that she gave up her vacation time to her colleague. Her colleague needed it, I think, for a health reason. And then as a result, she won a contest on the radio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that week, and she and her family won like a trip to like a tropical island. So the angels kind of compensated her for that and for listening.
Can you share another story with us?
Okay. I've received numerous stories of the angels sort of preventing things. One that comes to my mind is actually happened to me. I was driving with my daughter home from a grocery store, and she was really restless in the back seat. And I kind of turned inwards to my angels. I was like, what to do? Because, I was distracted from my driving. And I heard them say, as clear as day, give her a cupcake. Give her a cupcake. And I argued because in my mind and how I grew up, and I don't know, maybe this is you too, where you were taught you don't have dessert before dinner.
Exactly.
So I was like arguing with my guidance, and I said to my daughter, and to my angels, I was like, eat your potato salad. So she whips off this lid. She's eating potato salad. Not more than 2 minutes later, a pedestrian just suddenly crosses the street, and I have to slam on my brakes, and that potato salad went flying all over my back seat. And I thought, oh, my God, what do you know? I'm wrong about the potato salad. So naturally, I gave her a cupcake right after that, and every day for the next 3 days, because I learned that,
right.
Obviously I should have listened. So, yeah, just give her that cupcake, right? It wouldn't have made such a mess. They know where the good breaks are. Like, they know where danger is hiding. I think that's sort of another, like, the big realization is they just know.
We all hear about Michael the archangel, Gabriel the angel. Who are some of the other more prominent angels that you deal with?
I would say probably Raphael is a huge angel that I've worked with ever since 2008 because he helps with healing. And as you know, so many people are praying for miracles regarding healing and their health. And we do get so much guidance around how to be healthy every day. So I really work with him as much as possible. But then I also work with the Archangel Uriel. That's a U-R-E-L, the angel, the Epiphany angel, because I'm always in this spot where I'm open to ideas of how to be a better person, ideas of how to help people. And that Epiphany angel is just great at giving us those brilliant ideas.
Can you tell who has who as a guardian angel?
Sometimes I can. Especially when people call into my show and I can't see their face, and I'm on the phone with them, like you and I are on the phone right now. I can't see your face. Right. So because the absence of my ability to see with my physical eyes, my third eye opens up more, and then I just naturally go there. I scan the person, and then their angels pop up, and I see like either a grandmother figure, or I see their guardian angels, or an archangel standing next to them. Where can listeners listen to your radio show? So there's a link on my website under radio. I'm also on iTunes, and then of course blogtalkradio.com. It's the Angel Heart Talk Show. Oh, okay, but are you on any terrestrial radio stations? A terrestrial? Yeah, like an AM, FM station. No, okay. I'm on online radio. Oh, okay. That's super. That's a Blog Talk Radio and iTunes, and they can go to your website at juliespiritualhealer.com and get that information. Right. All right. Listen, what I'd like you to do over the next little while is we
we're getting ready to go into our commercial break over here. I'd like you to scan me. And when we come back from the break, tell me who my angels are. Would you do that?
I sure will, Rob.
All right, stand by, Julie. Exonation, Julie Robinson is our special guest. She is an internationally renowned angel intuitive, aspiring author, inspirational speaker, radio host, energy healer, and teacher in the fields of self-development, spiritual, and psychic growth. Born in Montreal, Quebec, and that's where she was raised, and is currently living in Calgary, Alberta. Once again, her website, www.juliespiritualhealer.com. Now, before we go to our commercial break, just a couple of reminders. Number one, the X Chronicles newspaper is still available and is available all the time, each and every month, each and every new edition with our compliments, 92 pages minimum, at www.xchroniclesnewspaper.com. The paper this month has been downloaded in over 20,000 cities around the world. So the message is getting out there. People want to learn. People want to know. But people are tired of all the negativity and all the sensationalism that they face each and every day. That's why you and millions around the world are listening right now to the X Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away. From our broadcast studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, to the world and beyond, you're watching the X Zone Broadcast Network. www.xzbn.net.
AVS Media Den.
You have heard of the X Zone? Now watch it on Simul TV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is Simul TV. Simul TV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X-Zone, Sci-Fi, and Horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network, and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. Simul TV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have Simul TV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365. Rob McConnell here, presenting an overview for Nicholas Paul Jennings, author of a fascinating book, Amen. It presents facts revealed by Egyptologists, facts that enable us to understand why Amen is the beginning of creation of God. It provides recommendations for religious leaders of the major religions to unify their beliefs and teach the Word of God. Love one another. Amen informs people how mankind conceived God. It was the Egyptians that developed the concepts of a soul, a hereafter, and Son of God. And finally, after the worship of many gods, they conceived the belief in one universal God, the maker of all there is. For more information, visit www.futureofgodamen.com. That's www.futureofgodamen.com. Welcome back, everyone. For all the programming that is available as a member of the Simul TV channel, all you need to do is go to www.simultv.com. That's SIMULTV.com. There are over 120 specialty channels, and the only paranormal channel on the entire Simul TV network is the X Zone TV channel. And on the TV channel, you have Mysterious Destinations, Cal Corf's investigations into the paranormal, the X Zone radio and TV show, paranormal conferences that have been videotaped. And you can see many people, including Stanton T. Friedman, Grant Cameron, Stephen Bassett, just to name a few. Now, when you buy your TV top box at Simul TV, you also get over 500 video games included. You're also able to interact on the social media while you're watching movies or TV or playing games. It's a wonderful thing. Do me a favor, just check out www.simultv.com. Julie Robinson is our guest, and her website is juliespiritualhealer.com. And before we went to the break, I asked Julie to scan me and tell me about my angels. So, Julie, the microphone is yours.
Okay, so as I tune into you, what comes up for me are two spirits.
Right.
I want to talk about the grandmother figure for you that's on the other side. How do you connect to a woman that was older with a great smile? She had very, like, a long chin, a round nose, but a long face with very friendly eyes. She had curly hair, which I'm guessing might have been blonde when she was younger, but it sort of went ashy blonde and then gray as she got older. And they showed me she always wears an apron.
Well, that sounds like my grandmother.
Perfect. So please know that she's with you and is stepping forward.
Okay.
I also orange angel around you, which is identified as Gabriel. And Gabriel's on your right, is on my left. And when I asked Gabriel what he's here to help you with, he said to help you to clear, to keep your energy clear, and to have your vibration stay connected to the divine.
Okay, clear my energy. How do I do that?
Well, I think you can just ask him to clear your energy, ask him to clear and open up your chakras.
All right, that makes sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah, they can absolutely do that for you.
Okay,
in your life.
I thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Can we unknowingly slow down the connection that we have with the angels?
Yeah, we absolutely can. And, we talked a little bit earlier about how thinking is involuntary. But the problem is that our thinking is usually very negative, very repetitive, and fear-based. And it's 100% not psychic. So if we could stop identifying with that addiction to thinking, it would be very helpful in speeding things up in terms of our angelic connection.
That brings up another point. How do listeners know when it's an angel talking to them, giving them a message, compared to their own thoughts?
Right. So the angels, like we said earlier, is very short, very repetitive. Like, give her peanut butter, give her peanut butter, call him now, call him now. So it's short. Whereas the ego is very long-winded. Oh, I shouldn't email him because he probably doesn't want to hear from me right now, and I'm just going to get rejected. It's like more negative, long-winded. That's your ego. It's that fear, that insecurity.
So tell our listeners how they can incorporate, calling upon the angels in their daily lives.
I would really suggest to create a routine.
Okay.
Because although this is a spiritual practice, there's a sort of a discipline aspect to it. And I would suggest 4 things. Number 1, do everything that you can to really incorporate that feeling of love within you and just get that vibration loving. The second thing is really develop a consistent relationship with your angels, so keep calling upon them, and then follow the guidance that you receive, even when it's difficult. But most importantly is know that you are worthy of receiving good.
That goes back to love, because if you can't love yourself, no one else can love you.
Right, and when you feel that you deserve that love and that you deserve good, what I'm saying is you get into agreement with what the angels want to give you.
So is there a connection between miracles and working with our angels?
There is. There really is, because when you work with angels, you automatically raise your vibration. And as per the law of attraction, when our vibration is higher, then we will naturally attract and receive these blessings more easily.
So is there any way that we can increase our frequencies to increase the number of miracles that we get?
Yeah, is just be grateful all the time and talk to your angels instead of worrying.
Wow. What is the hardest part that people have when they try to communicate with angels? Is it the uncertainty that they're there? Is it the inability to ask for assistance? What do you think it is?
I think it's all of those. You know, I think we're stubborn. We want to do things in our own strength, and we want to say, like, I don't want help. I mean, it's not just with angels. Sometimes we don't even want to receive other humans' help, right? Because we're very stubborn human beings. But I think as well, like you mentioned, when we talk to angels, it's the issue becomes, the glasses which we see the guidance through, because our conditioning of our past, whether it's our childhood or what we believe or things we've been taught, sometimes we're seeing the message through that lens, and it kind of clouds it. So, yeah, I think you have to be really just open and say, okay, I don't understand this. This doesn't agree with my upbringing, but I'm going to trust that I'm hearing this.
I also noticed that when you do the Body, Soul, Spirit Expo in Calgary each year, that you provide angelic interventions. Can you tell us about that?
Oh, yeah. So angelic interventions are channeled messages, and they're dedicated to healing audience members through angel readings and communications, and they're designed to initiate realizations like forgiveness, peace, and clarity. And I really love doing these, Rob, because they aid people in crisis, such as people that are suffering from depression.
Right.
And those people that are really disconnected from their purpose in life, but more importantly, people that have long withstanding health issues.
Are you noticing that more and more people are coming to the Body, Soul, Spirit Expos in Calgary, and that the ages are getting younger?
I definitely feel like the numbers have always been really big with the Body, Soul, Spirit Expo, but I would say each year more skeptics come, more people come, and they bring more people.
Right.
And they do vary in age. I mean, there's some old people that come, but yeah, there's a lot of young people that come too. It's really cool to see how open they are.
Wow. Here we are in the year 2018. And more people are looking to the unknown for answers, even in this great world of technology that we're in. Why do you think that is?
Can you ask me that question again?
Sure. Here we are in the year 2018. We are in the prime of this civilization's technological age to this point. And yet more and more people are looking to the unknown for answers and for help in their daily lives. Why do you think that is?
Okay, good question. Because when we have so much access to technology in the world of form, it actually pulls us away from our center. And so we start to really identify and create a relationship with what we see, feel, and can touch. And that often does not bring us the answers that we seek. The answers are within. But because we get so disconnected from that center, then we start seeking information elsewhere. Then we start getting readings from people. We start going back to church. We want to go and talk to a priest because we have lost that connection, that answer that resides within us.
Are we getting more and more connected humanistically, and are we breaking away from the technological quest for immediate answers on using our handheld devices?
I would say yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's both getting stronger and it's getting stronger and it's getting worse, but it's also getting less and it's getting better at the same time.
All right, Julie, stand by. You and I have to take our final break for this hour. Exonation Julie Robinson is our special guest this hour. She is in Calgary, Alberta, a native of Montreal, plug Montreal. And Julie's website is juliespiritualhealer.com. And Julie and I will be back on the other side of this commercial break as we wrap up this hour here in the X-Zone from our broadcast studios and center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't forget, you can get the current edition of the X Chronicles newspaper at www.xchroniclesnewspaper.com and 24/7, 365 programming on the X-Zone Broadcast Network. And don't forget, the X-Zone TV channel on simultv.com.
The X-Zone? Now watch it on SimulTV, plus 500 video games, live TV channels, free video on demand, worldwide, and more. Does this sound like tomorrow's television? Well, it is, but you can have it today, right now. It is SimulTV. SimulTV offers what the others only wish they could provide. 15 exclusive channels like X-Zone, sci-fi, and horror. We are worldwide. No other provider offers that. 500 built-in video games. No need to have an extra expensive system. We have them included. Free video on demand. Live streaming events from around the world. Interactive online network and much more. Tomorrow's TV today. SimulTV. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's not. You can have SimulTV today. Sign up at simultv.com. Do it today.
The new nonfiction book, Razor of Madness, is similar to cult movies like Clockwork Orange, Dragon's Tattoo, or The Other Side of Hell. Wayne Morin Jr. and Thomas Lee Howe will expose widespread and systematic deficiencies in this thought-provoking tell-all novel. Mind control rages among scholars in law schools. Human rights are ignored while thought reform and mental manipulation are accepted practices used as behavior modification. Dr. Louis Jolyon West comes to mind. Media and public scrutiny shows that United States mental hospitals are in fact destructive murder industries. Razor of Madness expose novel details this epidemic through an in-depth professional and personal investigation. For decades, there has been a revolving door policy that still releases killers and pedophiles back into society. The maestro of mind control continues to haunt America to this very day. Razor of Madness is available in paperback or as a downloadable ebook at Amazon.com.
The concept of a new age has been around since the late 19th century, yet much of its original meaning has been lost. What exactly is the new age? Is it a religion, a collection of obscure esoteric practices, a series of doomsday predictions, or an astrological event? The New Age Chronicles is a unique complementary publication bringing reason and grounded information to separate fact from fiction. Chock full of valuable information to support you as we make the monumental shift into the new era. You won't want to miss a single innovative issue. The New Age Chronicles newspaper is coming soon to www.newagechronicles.com.
Welcome back. Julie Robinson is our special guest this hour, Exonation, juliespiritualhealer.com. First of all, Julie, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a great pleasure having you with us. Tell me a little bit about your aspiring author career.
Yeah, so back in 2009, I was guided to write a couple of spiritually based books, which I did. I followed that guidance, and I wrote a book around miracles and how you develop the chakras in your body, and that helps you to live everyday miracles. But then I, a couple of years ago, was guided to write another book about just a practical guide on how to manifest miracles. So I've written those books, and I really enjoy doing that, and feel that when it's time for them to be, I guess, picked up, then that will happen. I'm really excited.
Well, I'm sure that there will be those out there who will be looking for your books, because this has been a very informative hour. You also do self-development teaching. What kind of person or what kind of classes do you conduct in order to build a person's own self-development, or how do you guide them through the different stages?
Right. So I'd say the biggest way that I support people, and I have for the past 10 years, is through my angel counseling practice. And the types of people that come have all kinds of different issues, from, money, health. They have issues with their love life. And really the aim of the counseling is to help people to become aware of what it is that they do, and how they show up with the people in their lives, and just to give them healing messages and guidance to work through that so they can be all that they can be.
Now, you're also, I believe, a psychic. How does this help you as being an angel reader or an angel intuitive?
Well, I feel that I hear messages of what it is that you need to work on right now. And I have the angels bring up things that only you would know to really validate that connection that you already have with your angels. But more importantly is I'm able then to hear, see, feel, and know what it is that you need to heal and move forward in your life.
And do you also give psychic readings? Or do you just
I do.
Okay, you do. So
yeah, they're called angel readings.
Angel readings.
Yeah.
And all the information on how the people can contact you to get their very own angel reading is available on your website.
Yeah, it is. It's at juliespiritualhealer.com.
Do you find that we used to have psychics come on the show years ago, every Friday night, a different psychic for a couple of hours? And I pulled the plug on that, because you'd get the same questions all the time. Am I going to find Mr. or Mrs. Right? Am I going to get that job? Am I going to get a job? Questions that were coming across that, well, in order to do anything in life, you yourself have to make an effort. Do you think that people at times look to angels or look to you as an intuitive and the other members of the psychic community that are out there, and other, palmists or tarot card readers, for an easy way of getting things done instead of wanting to do the work? For example, I remember asking a lady who called in 3 times to 3 different psychics if she was going to find the man of her dreams. And I finally said, well, what are you doing to make this happen? Well, what do you mean? Are you going out? Are you meeting people? Are you going to social events? Well, no. So how do you expect to find somebody? So where does the role of an intuitive or psychic start, and the role of the person who's asking the questions end? I've often found this very confusing, because you go to a psychic to get the answers, but the answers the psychic gives or the reader gives are based on the actions that you're going to take.
For me, how my gift has always worked is I always get guidance steps for people, always. So nobody has ever gotten a reading from me where it's been like, he's going to show up in March, and you don't have to do anything. I've never given those types of readings. I'm just not attracted to that type of energy as just a person.
Right.
And so I always say, I see somebody coming through for you in March, but I'm hearing your angels say that you need to let go of your control issues in order to bring this in and to make this work.
So what you do is you help them along the road. You don't drive them to the destination.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I agreed to fulfill this part of my destiny was that I could help people. I don't want people to be in pain and to suffer and, to have to call 3 different psychics. I want them to get the message to heal.
Right.
Right? Because if they need to let go of control issues, chances are it's not just with men they have that issue with. It's probably they have control issues with your mom and, possibly their children too. So I can see all of that, so I say all of that.
Another thing we used to do, we used to go to all the different psychic fairs in the Toronto, Hamilton, Niagara area. This was when I was with CKTB, and it came to a point where I just said to the station manager, I said, I'm not going to do this anymore, because you'd go there and you'd see the same people at all these different events, and you'd see them going to the same psychics. And you'd always know when the psychic gave them the information that they wanted to hear, because they would leave. They'd go to the first psychic and no. Second psychic, no. Third psychic, no. Fourth psychic, no. Fifth psychic, that's what I want to hear. So they leave. What advice do you have for our listeners on how they can develop their own spiritual and psychic growth so that they won't have to go through these kind of trials and tribulations?
Everybody can talk to their angels and receive answers right now. You don't need to look outside of yourself, but sometimes you might need that validation. So you might be hearing to change jobs. You might be feeling like I should leave this job that I took for the money, and this, the situation is making you miserable, and you've been guided to maybe become a nutritionist instead. I think if you receive that message over and over again and it feels positive for you, that's your angels guiding you. But sometimes it can be helpful just to receive that validation from getting an angel reading, because then I can validate that for you and say, that is what you're hearing. I would bring it up first, though. I wouldn't wait for them to tell me. I would say, have you been thinking of changing careers into becoming a nutritionist? So, it just depends. I don't really judge people for getting readings, because a lot of, we all have insecurities. But, Rob, it's all from trauma. People
really,
that have, really lived through trauma, and it makes them insecure.
That is so sad. But I'm glad there's people like you out there helping them.
Oh, thank you for the compliment.
You're welcome.
I love what I do.
You're a mom. How old should a person be, the youngest age, to come and get an angel reading that might be able to help them on their journey through adulthood?
I think when the time is right is different for everybody. I have moms and dads bring their children to me through the past 10 years. I've been doing this at different ages. I think if, your child is having nightmares or is struggling with an issue and you feel like you've sought medical help first and, you really just want to make your child feel better and you can't find a way, if you feel guided to in your situation, then I think, then that's how you know.
We've got about 2 minutes left, Julie. I'd like to give you the opportunity to give your final thoughts to the listening audience of the X-Zone Nation tonight. What message would you like to get to them?
Oh, wow. I think I would really like to speak about overcoming trauma, because over the past 10 years, I realized that those are the types of people and clients that I attract, people that are overcoming trauma, and how important it is to incorporate the angels in your life when you know that's what you're getting over. Because the biggest problem in our society, Rob, is people who have been abused or who have undergone trauma of some kind, they don't feel good enough. And because of that unworthiness, it causes so many problems, and they attract over and over again problem after problem. So I'd say to you is the first step is recognize that it was actually trauma, that's what that was called that you went through. And then start to work with your angels to overcome that pain, that sadness that you carry every single day, just so you can start to feel peace and so you can start to feel clear and healthy.
Julie, I want to thank you ever so much for joining us. And keep the great work up. Don't be a stranger to us here in the X Zone. And X Zone Nation, if you'd like more information about Julie, her website is juliespiritualhealer.com. Once again, Julie, thank you. Take care of yourself, and say hello to the angels for me.
Thank you for having me. God bless you.
God bless you too, my dear. X Zone Nation, that was Julie Robinson. Once again, her website is www.juliespiritualhealer.com. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news as we continue here in the X Zone from our broadcast center and studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. My name is Rob McConnell, and you're listening to us on the Talk Star Radio Network, Mutual Broadcast Network, X Zone Broadcast Network, Simul Radio, Simul TV, and iHeartRadio.
Modern Esoteric, Beyond Our Senses by Brad Olson, consummates the lifeology story about where humanity originates. It is the lost continents, the primitive wisdom, the mythos of creation, and the rethinking of ancient history as we are taught in academia. There is much more to the story than what we have been told. As this is the first book in the Esoteric series, Modern Esoteric starts at the beginning of time and accelerates up to this modern age. Future Esoteric is book 2 in the series and takes a forward-looking position ahead of today with an open and honest examination of the ET issue and various unexplained phenomena. To discover the writings of author Brad Olson, visit www.bradolson.com. That's www.bradolson.com. Are you or is someone you know struggling with addictions, depression, anxiety, relationships, low self-esteem, lack of confidence, grief, success, and prosperity? Do you know that your subconscious belief plays a big role in the outcome of your hard work? We can help you permanently change the beliefs that may be the reason for your struggles and failures. We care about getting you the return on your investment and the results you are looking for. We can help you be free of the limitations of your past and in realizing your highest potential. We work with people by phone and Skype. For more information, visit us at www.ritasoman.com. That's www.ritasoman.com. Do you think you have energy problems in your home? Do you feel better when you're away than when you're home? Joey Korn is a global leader in the world of dowsing who specializes in personal energy clearing and space clearing. He can help you create an ideal energy environment in your home no matter where you live in the world. Learn about his remote spiritual house cleaning services and much more at www.dowsers.com. You can get Joey's book, Dowsing, A Path to Enlightenment, as well as other dowsing books and tools, Kabbalah books, and Walter Russell books. Joey's work is really amazing. Go to dowsers.com right now. That's DOWSERS.com or call 1-877-DOWSING. That's 1-877-369-7464.